That's funny. That's funny. We're going to start our backs today. We never do that. Bring your hands to your belly and close your eyes. Just try to connect with your breath. I don't know, with how you're feeling in your body. Maybe you're noticing something that keeps coming up for you today, like an edge. I don't know. Just sort of notice it. Okay. Hands can stay on your belly if you want, or they can come off to the side. Plant your feet as wide as your mat. Just start to move your knees from side to side with your breath. So windshield wipers. Next time your knees rock through center, pause there, and then hug your knees in. This is a loose hug, very spacious. Okay, keep hugging that right knee in. Left leg comes down to the ground, it's straight. It doesn't have to be strong, it's just straight. You're just gonna move your right knee a little bit. You can move in circles or maybe just sort of side to side. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh, and then I want you to push that right foot up toward the ceiling. So you're pushing towards straight. Remember, straight is just a sensation. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Good, so you can stay here, just sort of continuing to pull and work with that straight sensation, or you can engage a little bit more through the front body. You're gonna change this slightly. Just lift your shoulder blades away from the ground. Start to walk your hands up toward your foot a little bit more. Good, now if you do that, hollow out through the belly, but continue to breathe. Okay, so you're not pushing out, you're engaging in. Good, stay for 2 more breaths. Okay, last one, listen very carefully. Leg stays straight toward the ceiling. Just slowly, shoulder blades come back to the earth. Your head will come back to the earth. Bring your arms overhead. Good, now engage through the whole entire body, including that leg that's on the ground. Slow count of 5, bring your right foot all the way down to meet your left. Good. When you arrive on the earth, soften your entire body. Soften your throat, soften your face, belly too. Take a breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Okay, we gotta do the second side. Hug the left knee in, just right away. Hug the left knee in, a little bit of movement. Just sort of exploring movement and how it feels on this side through the hip. How does my hip feel? Oh, who knows? Okay, interlace, again, behind the thigh. If behind the thigh isn't great, you can just grab onto your pants and then push that leg towards straight. So you're finding your end range of motion here and staying here around here, or walking your hands up toward the foot, maybe even the toes. You're lifting up, engaging your front body. Good, keep moving the breath. You don't want to get stuck. Good, we're gonna release the same way. So leg stays where it is. Torso comes back to the earth, arms overhead. Slow count of 5. The leg will come all the way down to the ground. Good. Pause when you arrive. Soften through your whole body. Notice the pelvic floor. Soften the glutes. Soften the toes. Long breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Good. Now hug your knees in. This hug will be slightly different because it's more active. You're going to start to rock forward and back lengthwise along your spine. Eventually gaining enough momentum and you can rock up and over. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Really ground down through your hands. And grounding down doesn't mean stiffening your hands to the point that your fingers could break off. You'd really just sort of want to almost like you're massaging your mat with the pads of your fingers. You want to make sure there's some movement through the knuckles. You're steady, you're there, but you're really rooted. You're just sort of connecting and creating some energy. Okay. Soften your knees some more, a little bit more of a bend. Pull your hips a little higher. Good. Drop your head, nod it, and shake it. Shift forward to a high plank. Stay in your high plank. Good. So knees up or down, it doesn't really matter. If your knees are down, just keep them down. But if your knees are up, I want you to stay very long in your high plank. Just tap your left knee down to the earth. Good. Then you're going to lift it up again. Try that with the other knee. Little tap down, little lift up. Do it one more time, both sides. It's just like a kiss, okay? We'll meet in high plank. Good. Now bring both knees down to the earth, but stay long. Stay long from your knees through to your sternum, long through both sides of the neck. Slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Good. Take your hands wide, intimidation cobra. So fingertips off the mat. They're wide. Oh, the elbows are coming directly out from the shoulders and the elbows are over your fingertips. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, dip your left collarbone, left shoulder, left cheek. Look to the right side of the room. Good. Come back through center. Good. Other side. Dipping right, looking left. Good. Through center on the in. Let's continue to move with the breath. You're going to dip on the out. Good. The in brings you back through center. Legs are still strong. Good. Continue to breathe and move. Take a couple more rounds. Yeah, next time you come back through center, stay here at center, stay lifted. And then lower all the way down to the earth. Now plant your hands by either side of your chest. Push yourself up through tabletop. Start to move from table. So maybe cats and cows, but maybe something else. You know, the movement of the breath through your body, it's the most important thing. So if you just want to stay still and move your breath, do it. It's yoga. Okay, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog open through the hips. So lift that right leg, then you're going to bend the right knee. Just let the heel sort of fall down wherever it wants to fall, but actively reach up with the right knee. Yeah, good. One more inhale here. Exhale, bring your foot back down to the ground. And take a round of breath in and out. Good. Head is still loose. You might have to nod it, shake it, just sort of coax it towards loose. Other side. Lift the left leg up. Three-legged dog, open hips, second side. Okay, bring this foot back down to the ground. Rise as high as you can on the tippy toes. Bend your knees a lot. Take a bunch of tiny steps, slow steps on purpose, excuse me. You're coming to the top of your mat. You're going to land in a forward fold. Good. And come into the fold. Stay in the fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold again. Good, come up halfway. Fold, drop the head at the very end of the breath. One more time, come up halfway. Forward fold. Heel toe your feet wide enough for a squat, a yogi squat, malasana. So drop down, maybe your fingertips come down. You want to go from side to side. Just move what needs to move. Notice in your body what sort of feels stuck. Maybe you want to add some movement or some breath. Okay, then come back through a place that you can stay still, whether that's center or not, doesn't really matter. Bring your hands down to the ground. Triceps inside of the knees, doesn't really matter what this looks like. I want you to get your bum high and bring your shoulders forward of your wrists. So you're sort of coming on your tippy toes, you're bringing some weight into your hands, but the shoulders are coming a little bit further forward than they usually do. It feels sort of dangerous. Think about sort of lifting your lowest part of your abdominals. Good, come back to malasana and forward fold. Let's stay here in the fold. Turn it into a ragdoll. Grab onto opposite elbows with opposite hands. Feel free to sway. Release your fingertips down toward the earth. They never have to touch. And slowly, deliberately start to roll all the way up to standing. We'll meet in mountain. Okay. Everyone adjusts. Inhale, reach all the way overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Forward fold, soften on your way there. Bend through your knees, drop your head at the very end of the breath. Inhale, lift up halfway, and then plant your hands, step back to high plank, pause. Good. Stay here for the inhale, and then lower halfway or all the way, totally up to you. Now, next inhale is a back bend. You're going to choose. We'll meet in downward facing dog or whatever you are choosing to replace downward facing dog with. Good. Big breath in. Stay here empty. Let's do it again. Breathe in together. Let the breath out. This breath in, you're going to rise high. Tippy toes, bend through the knees. Look forward on the out breath. Step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Try not to rush the breath. Inhale, rise all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, reaching tall, maybe leaning back. Forward fold, go back down, soften your way there. Lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step back to high plank, stay in high plank, knees or toes. Inhale here, and then lower, your choice, halfway or all the way. Inhale to a back bend. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Full breath in. Stay here for the empty. Inhale, rise high, tippy toes, bend through the knees, look forward on the out breath, step or hop, transition to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Sit down in a chair, Utkatasana, and reach your arms directly forward. Directly forward without rounding through the spine. Yeah, so it's like it's a check-in with the shoulders. Because when we round, the shoulder blades come apart. And sometimes that's on purpose, and sometimes we're not even conscious of it, it's just happening. Good, stay in your chair. Let's switch the arms. So just reach behind, palms come together, fingers interlace. Make sure the shoulders can move in this position. So maybe a little sort of roll of one shoulder, roll of the other. Make sure there's movement. Good. We're going to keep this bind eventually when we fold. So stay here in chair for like 3 more breaths, or you can lift your heels up away from the ground. Regardless, when we fold, the heels will come down. Wherever you are, stay for 1 more inhale. Keep the bind. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Keep the bind. 1 more inhale. Exhale, fingertips down to the earth. Lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step or hop back, create a flow that works, doesn't matter what it looks like. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Okay, reach your right leg to the sky, just a breath out. And then step it forward, warrior 1. So eventually you're going to create your warrior 1 feet and rise all the way up. Reach your arms overhead. Good. So your gaze is really the only thing that has to be forward. Because usually the pelvis wants to turn slightly, so you're going to turn, and then your belly button might not be totally straight, and your chest might not be totally straight, but your gaze is straight. There's a little rotation that happens through the spine, but you're not going to over-rotate to the point that your lower back is uncomfortable. Okay, let's create that same bind we did in chair. So hands come behind, fingers interlace. Shoulders can move. Take an inhale. On the exhale, humble this warrior 1. So bow. You're going to bow down the direction of the inside edge of that front knee. Stay for 2 more breaths. Okay, last breath in and out without rushing. Good. Now inhale, rise up, turn into a high crescent lunge. So come on up. You're going to rise, turn to the ball of your back foot. Good. Don't ever be shy about sort of switching where your feet are on the mat. I mean, the longer we hold, the longer we sort of stay in a shape. And warrior 1 and crescent lunge, the shape in the lower half of the body, very similar. You're going to create some heat, maybe some space. Okay, fingertips to the earth, runner's lunge. So let them frame either side of your front foot. Keep your left fingertips down, and then reach your right arm up to the sky. Come into a twist. Good. Stay for 3 breaths. Good. Last breath in and out. Good. And then hands to the earth. Just step back to downward facing dog. Step back to your dog and pedal your feet when you arrive. Good. Reach your left leg to the sky. So it's a breath up. On the breath out, step it forward, warrior 1, second side. When you're ready, rise. Good. Create the bind. A little snuggle of the shoulders. Inhale, get ready. Exhale, humble, bow. Good, and you can look at the ground, especially if you feel like you're going to fall over, or you can drop your head. Good, sink a little lower to the earth. Stay for 1 more round of breath in and out. And then inhale, you rise high, crescent lunge. Come on up. Okay, runner's lunge, fingertips to the earth. And again, move your feet, because if your hips are really high, I guarantee you've made a little bit of room. You might have to lengthen through your stance. Okay, keep your right fingertips on the earth. When you're ready, you're going to rotate to the left. So twisting. So either the hand reaches up, or if you want a more grounded variation, maybe the hand to your thigh or the hand to your lower back. Good, 2 more breaths. Last one. Okay, hand to the earth, step back, high plank, high plank. Okay, little tap of the left knee down, and then you're gonna lift it up. Good, do it again, right side though. So other side, little tap, lift up. Okay, one more time, both sides, at your own pace. So it's a tap and a lift, and eventually there's a tap and a lift, and then carefully lower all the way down from your knees or your toes. Good, reach your hands behind you. Let's come into a locust. So hands reach behind, palms start on the earth. And then when you're ready, you're gonna lift your chest. So the chest lifts up first. Shoulder blades soften together and down. And then you can decide whether or not you wanna fly your hands, fly your feet. Good, 2 more breaths. Last one. Lower all the way down to the earth. When you arrive, doesn't matter what it looks like, but soften through your whole body. Take a long breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Good, and then push up through a high plank again. High plank. Good. Now, tap your left knee down to the earth, left knee, and see how close you can bring your right knee to your right tricep. Right knee, right tricep. See if you can attach it, good. And then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up. Good, and then fly that right leg up, back, open through the hips. Good, step through high crescent lunge. Just bring your hands to your heart. So just coming up, hands at heart. Whew, good. Gaining some balance, some equilibrium, some breath. Good. Now, eventually we're going to come to stand. So we're just going to shift the weight into the front leg. We're going to come to stand and pull that left knee hip height so it looks like this. Good. And then right hand to your hip. Left hand to the inside of that front knee. You're going to take the knee out to the side of the room. Now, notice the tendency to sort of lean to one side. See if you can engage through both sides of the waist, obliques. It's a deep abdominal, deep abdominal engagement. Okay, bring the knee back through center. Now, left hand to your hip. You're going to grab the outside of that knee with your right hand. Good. Now, instead of pulling the knee across the body, I want you to resist that. So keep the knee coming straight out from the hip. Just start to rotate first. So you're rotating your chest to the left side of the room. Good. And then you're going to fly the hand that's on your hip behind you. Now, listen very carefully. From here, we're transitioning to Ardha Chandrasana. All you have to do is let go of the knee and take that same hand. You're going to reach the leg back, and the hand comes down toward the earth or a block. Good, 2 more breaths. Last one. Bring your hands to your heart, sit down in a chair. Utkatasana. Good, full breath in. Forward fold on the out. Lift up halfway. Step back to high plank, stay. We're gonna try the second side. So now your right knee comes down to the earth. Just a little tappy tap. Left knee, left tricep. You're going to keep the knee down. So the right knee comes down. Right knee comes down, it stays down. Left knee, left tricep. Good. Good. Can you keep it at the tricep and lift your right knee up away from the ground? Ha! Good. Now fly that left leg up, back, open through the hips. High crescent lunge. Get that foot through. Bring your hands to your heart. Rise. Whew. Just collect yourself. Reconnect. Reconnect, recollect. Good. Start to transfer the weight forward. You're going to come to stand. So right knee comes hip height. Left hand to your hip. Right hand just comes the inside of the knees, and you're going to push it out. Push it out to the right side of the room. Okay, knee comes back to the hip, and you're going to switch hands. So right hand to your hip, left hand to the outside of that knee. Good. Press the knee into the hand into the knee, and just start to rotate your chest first. So rotating your chest to the right side of the room. Good. Then you're going to reach the hand that's currently on your hip. That's your right hip. You're going to reach it back. Reach the hand back first. Hand back first. Good. Now we're going to start that transition to Ardha Chandrasana. So just let go of the knee. Leg starts to reach behind you. Left fingertips down toward the earth. Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, one more round of breath in and out. Hands to your heart, sit down in a chair. Utkatasana. Great work. Good, I'm so excited where we're going. Full breath in. Forward fold on the out. Lift up halfway. Plant your hand, step or hop back. Give yourself the flow that you need. Okay, that was a long, hard sequence. So what do you need right now in between? This is like an amuse-bouche, right? In between courses. Step your right foot forward, warrior two. Come on up. Okay, flip your front palm, inhale to reverse the warrior. And then side angle pose. So right forearm, right thigh, maybe right fingertips down to a block or the earth. Top arm, you've got choice. You can go straight up. This is a straight out side angle. You've got sort of wings. It's beautiful. The chest is opening. The ribs are turning. Or you can reach the fingertips forward, this extended side angle, or you can bind your side angle too, half bind or full bind. Good, 2 more breaths. Okay, last one. Come up to warrior two just for a moment. Good, try to center yourself. Make your back leg a little stronger. Take some of the pressure off that front leg. And then flip your front palm, reach behind you, and straighten through your front leg. So we're going to reverse the triangle. We're going to stay here for a moment. Okay, listen very carefully. Take a big breath in. On the breath out, come into a skater to the front of the room. Good. Stay low. Take the skater to the back of the room. Good. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. Look at me for a second. You can stay here. Beautiful skater. You can turn this into a skandasana, come lower, or we're going to fly the skater. Hands to the earth. You're going to bring your left knee to your tricep, and you're going to bring your shoulders forward. And you're going to see if you can lift the toes away from the ground. Just a little bit of play. You're going to lift the left toes away from the ground. Your left toes away from the ground. Ooh, Lord. Okay. Turn yourself forward, runner's lunge. Good. Make your runner's lunge wider. We're going to turn this into a lizard. So take the foot wider, fingertips come to the inside edge of the front foot. Maybe grabbing your blocks now, just so you have a little bit of height, so we can eventually soften the shoulders because they just worked very hard. Drop your back knee down. Good. And then allow the knee to sort of roll out to the right side of the room. So you can be really high, you can be here, you can come a little bit lower, come onto your forearms. The block has 3 heights. You can experiment with where you want to be here. Whew. Wherever you are, though, notice the shoulders' tendency to engage toward one another on the front body. Just see if you can relax that, ungrip that. And we're going to stay for about 5 more breaths. Good, last one. Eventually make your way back to downward facing dog. So if you were down, start to come up. No rush, we'll meet in dog. Pedal through your feet, nod your head, shake your head. And then step your left foot forward. Warrior two, second side. Come on up. Good. So that front foot has to come a little bit more to the imaginary center line of your mat. The warrior two is a very narrow stance. If you're going to draw a line from your front heel back, it would more than likely hit somewhere around the inside arch of that foot. Flip your front palm. Inhale to reverse the warrior. On the exhale, choose your side angle. We're going to be here for about 5 breaths. So forearm to thigh, fingertips, maybe they come down on this side. Good, 2 more breaths. Warrior two. Rise just for a moment. Good, stay with the fatigue. And then flip your front palm, reverse a triangle. Reach behind, eventually straightening through the front leg. Good, and you can look up if that's okay, but you can also allow your gaze to sort of fall down toward your back toes. Take any strain out of your neck. Good. Full breath in here. Listen carefully. On the exhale, skate or lunge to the front of the room. Good. Stay low. Take it to the back of the room. Here we are again. So you've got choice. Staying here, a variation of here, maybe Skandasana, maybe bringing some weight into your hands. There's a lean forward, so you have to bring the shoulders forward of the wrists. Now it's the right knee, comes directly to the tricep. You lean forward, engage your abdominals. Maybe the toes lift up, maybe. Good, foot comes back to the earth if it lifted. Start to turn yourself forward, runner's lunge. Turn this into a lizard. So it's a wide runner's lunge. Adjusting your stance if you need to, lengthwise, dropping your back knee down, rolling to the outside edge of the front foot, so the knee falls out to the side, staying here. We're going to be here for at least a minute. Good, just about 3 more breaths. Okay, last one. If you were down, come up. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Good, staying here, pedaling through your feet. What kind of movement do you need? Maybe you want one more vinyasa before we come down to the earth for good, because that's where we're going next. So if that helps to inform you. And then make your way onto your bum. Onto your bum. Good. A lot of work for the shoulders today, right? Yes. Okay. So let's come into a supported fish. Using both blocks, I like to stack them like this. Now, the first one, the lowest one, which is on the medium height. So that would be the lowest height. We're going to go the medium height and the highest height. That's going to be right underneath my shoulder blades. like, oh, right around my shoulder blades. And then this guy is gonna come right under my head. And then, I don't know what you wanna do with your legs. Some people like Supta Baddha Konasana, some people like bent knees. I sort of like to just sort of sprawl my body out. And then turn your palms up toward the ceiling. And you're gonna fill your chest with lots of breath. A little different. Just a little different. Are you centered there? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Now, if you do want to intensify whatever you are feeling, all you would do is lower the height of the block that's under your head. So feel free to do that if you'd like. Find some ease through the whole front of your body. Maybe space that hasn't been there for a little while. See if you can relax your jaw totally, the muscles in between your eyes. Now, the way that we exit this shape, we have to be very careful what we do with our neck. So, bend your knees, plant your feet. See if you can reach up and grab to somewhere along your thighs, like if you can grab onto your pants. And you're just gonna help, that grip will help you come all the way up to a seat. Good, and then just reach back, knock those blocks out of the way. Good, and roll all the way back down, all the way back down. Now when you arrive, hug your knees in towards your armpits. So it's a loose hug, there's lots of room. Roll around a little bit here. Okay, feet to the earth. Keep the bend through your knees. Cross your right ankle on your left thigh. Let's keep this pretty loose. Just start to rock this shape from side to side. Both feet to the earth. Keep it bent through your knees. Take a long breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Okay, second side. Left ankle, right thigh to start to rock. Very gently. Bring this shape back through center. Feet to the earth. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. And just like we started at the beginning of the class, you're going to allow the knees to fall from one side of the room to the other. Moving at the pace of your breath. And you can move like this for as long as you would like. If there's another movement or shape that you are craving, just take it now. When you are finally ready for stillness, and there is no rush at all, grabbing what you'd like, any props or layers, and making your way into Shavasana.